AI isn't just a technology. It's a leadership challenge. Now, across industries, it doesn't matter if you're in healthcare, finance, manufacturing, only about a third of executives report their organizations are ready to implement AI at scale. That's from McKinsey. Hi, I'm Teresa Yankin. I help leaders turn AI from that buzzword into strategic advantage. We translate complex technology, we help you understand actionable decisions, and we move the needle for your organizations when you join me here on YouTube. Even if you invest in the latest tools, without that leadership alignment, governance, and workflow integration, your AI is going to create more confusion than clarity. Gartner reports that only 33% of enterprises have AI governance frameworks that are fully implemented, and Accenture, well, they found that most teams struggle to integrate their AI into their daily workflows. At the end of the day, all this does is lead to inefficiency and to compliance risks. McKinsey also highlights that 70% of organizations report gaps in AI leadership capabilities. Now, we do know that executives get educated for AI, but when they get educated, it doesn't really translate down to the leadership or to your boots on the ground workers. So, we as leaders have to find opportunities for our leaders to learn AI, how to implement it, and how to do it in a safe space. I've seen it firsthand, especially when teams are overworked, they're under-resourced. And any sort of technology implementation can be absolutely overwhelming. So how do you deal with this? Well, you build a cross-functional team and you deploy some enterprise-wide data governance. What tells me when I get into an organization who the successful leaders are? It's the ones that are able to bridge that business and technology gap. You know, they're the ones that can influence the stakeholders and to help energize the teams. They really translate AI potentials into outcomes so everybody understands what's expected of them. We do all these things as leaders because we need to produce measurable impact. So what can leaders do to harness that AI effectively? Well, let's start with these 4 pillars of AI leadership. Number 1, you need to understand your data and your data workflows. You need to be able to map people, processes, and technology before you even start to think about getting an AI solution. Accenture reports that 60% of AI failures, well, it's due to poor workflow integration. And I see that happen with all types of technologies, not just AI. And if you're not mapping out those workflows to help your team integrate this technology, well, you're pretty much going to ensure that you're going to get duplicates, workarounds, and when that happens, that is what opens the door to compliance risks. The next thing that you should be doing as a leader is that you should be establishing AI governance. And along with that, we need to have the AI ethics. What does that mean? It means that you're looking at defining accountability, defining your oversight, and looking at your ethical guidelines within your company culture. So Gartner shows if you've got AI governance, it's going to reduce your compliance risk by about 50%. That's 50. So how do you do that? Start with the pilot. Make sure you've got it down, and then only then do you scale enterprise-wide. The third thing that we can do is to empower our teams through education and alignment. So what does that look like? Well, it's not just a one-day workshop. It really is upskilling your leaders and your staff to use AI strategically. So McKinsey says that if you've got teams and you've got upskilling programs, you're about 2 times more likely to succeed when it comes to AI adoption. Recently, I've been running workshops across in different industries. And a lot of what I do is trying to help teams understand their own AI insights. You want to improve decision making and you want to boost the confidence of those that are using the tools. And they're only going to do that when they're using those tools every single day. The last thing, measure impact with metrics that matter. In the past, we've looked at ROI through varying different lenses. Right now, Your ROI is probably going to look a lot different with an AI project than it does with your other technology projects, because what we're really talking about is workflow efficiencies. Now, how do you value the work that is not being done rather than the work that's being done? How do you measure quality in the improvements? Organizations with clear KPIs, no matter how they're defined, they see faster adoption and sustained benefits. Make sure your teams understand and they see exactly what success looks like in real time. One of the first steps of doing that is to get people involved. Make sure that your teams have a feeling of ownership, and not just ownership, but impact. The principles of AI leadership, they are completely universal. Whether you're in healthcare, finance, or manufacturing, AI often fails not because of the technology, but because leaders don't align their teams, their processes, and their governance. As I said in the beginning, AI, it's not just a technology, it's a leadership responsibility. So I want you to try today by assessing your team's readiness. Start to define little pieces of governance and empower people with the right tools and the right training. If you need examples or templates, strategies to help you implement AI in your organization, subscribe to this channel and follow along. You can also book a 30-minute call with me in the booking link in the description. Together, we can lead the AI era with confidence, with clarity, and measurable results that everybody can get behind. All right, guys, thank you for joining me here. And remember, AI, not really a tech project. It's really about your leadership. Thank you again, and I'll be back here again next week. So I'm going to catch you guys here on the flip side.